Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and this is my amazing wife,
Mariella.
and we're here to give you our testimony of 2019, the year of double honor, how God has been incredibly favorable to the both of us.
Yeah.
In April 18th, God blessed us with two beautiful babies, twins, both born natural births, which we thank the living God.
It was a good pregnancy. However, I had some challenges where it led me to a bed rest period and
Unexpected
while I was 5 months pregnant until the end of my pregnancy. And also I was diagnosed with a short cervix. Coming April is when we gave birth to the twins at 35 weeks. And their actual due date was May 24th. God was there the whole time. We had the right nurses, the right team. Everybody was literally divinely placed by God. Because our twins were born early, we noticed that one of our twin, Esaias, was not feeding well. He was vomiting all the time, and he wasn't keeping any food down, so he's starting to lose weight. We also noticed that he hadn't pooped yet.
So one incident happened the very next night. Renee, incredible nurse. She was actually Christian nurse, but she was actually in the department of the elderly. And I remember her saying she got transferred that same day. She wasn't even sure why she was transferred. Into the night, we just remember just waking up to like hurling, vomiting. She had Esaias, and she's like patting his back. He's vomiting. What just happened? She's like, he's turning blue. He was turning blue. So our child was dying while we were sleeping, and we had no idea. And it just showed how God really inserted her there. Because of her meticulous nature, we literally would have woke up to a dead child. And so, Renee, thank you so much.
They couldn't seem to find out what was really going on with Esaias, and so they decided to bring him to the CHIO NICU. And so now I started to freak out. You know,
still general, but it's a bit of a distance. At one point, Mary had to go and go see how he's doing. Mindful at this point, Mary's been discharged. So technically, hospital personnel, all that, they're not really allowed to check on her. But Renee, once more, she finds Mary, and Mary's just not herself. She's not really walking. Renee's asking her questions. Found out that Mary's blood pressure is through the roof, fatal.
I had started preeclampsia symptoms. With everything going on, I also had to deal with that. Esaias found out that he had a colon malfunction, which he was diagnosed with Hirschsprung disease, which is basically a fancy word.
We were going crazy. Like, nah, that's son, man.
It's a fancy word for that.
The devil's a liar.
So we were like, what is that? And they ended up explaining that basically
his body couldn't tell him to poop. So he had a lot of input but no output. And now they're talking surgery. Mind you, he's only 2-3 days old. That was really a hit to the reality. But meanwhile, God is still good, and we were still serving God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mom and Dad, who really took time to just pour into us, encourage us, really push stability back in the home, and just told us, you know what, your first ministry is your house. Take care of the house. So thank you so much, Mom and Dad, and thank you for everyone else that really helped out during the season.
And also for Norsika, who actually helped us out a lot with the children ministry when we had to, step down and just watch and take care of these children. Norsika, we love you so much. Like, words cannot express. And the team, like everyone, the whole team, honestly did a great job.
Fast forward, we're now going into July period. Everything's kind of going well. Esaias is picking up his weight. Elyel's picking up his weight, and Mary gives me a phone call. Elyel has a fever. Went to CHIO, said we're gonna call you and give you an update. Very next day, they said you need to come back ASAP, bring some stuff. You might be here a while. We just found bacteria in his blood. So that was another game changer, because
we were just like, God, honestly, we have to deal with one child who has to have a surgery, and now this one has to go back to the hospital because of bacteria in his blood.
Yeah. So basically, they found meningitis in his blood, which is really weird because GPS meningitis, because during pregnancy you get tests. My wife did 3 tests. They actually all came out as false negatives because he had meningitis. So we were in the hospital for 14 days. We got released. Not even a week after it came back up, came back a lot more stronger, really crazy. So we spent another 21 days in the hospital.
A total of 5 weeks.
But guess what? God is still good.
He is good. God is good. Honestly, God is good. Honestly, we have the best parents in this church, the best covering, because if it weren't for them, I don't think we would know like how to be guided.
So there was one point during the 5 weeks, we were just praying. We were praying every night. We're praying, but we're praying, and then this particular night we were praying and worshiping God. So as we were praying and worshiping God,
God opened my eyes and gave me 2 visions. And so the first vision was, I saw a dark spirit just looking over Elyel's the bed. And God told me, pray against the spirit of death. And so I did exactly that. After that, he gave me a second vision. And at that time, I saw Jesus touch the feet of Elyel. And that was it. God was like, he's healed.
And nearly, probably 5 minutes after she had that...
It was the next morning.
The next morning. It's 5 minutes in my mind.
The next morning...
Dad sent us a message.
Dad sent us a message saying Elyel is healed. No evil will come near him. Nothing could touch him. Literally, I've been praying for him all night. And I was like, what a confirmation. It was, God was seriously at work. Now, Esaias' surgery was coming in September. Everything went well.
Now he's a pooping machine. He just poops. It's crazy. Poops on his own.
It was just
something as simple as pooping. It's crazy how when God steps in.
Yeah.
God is amazing. God is faithful, and He's a fourth quarter God. What does that mean? If the time is still in the clock, that means He can still show up. We serve an amazing God.
We do.
God of double honor. And it just to wrap up the whole story. About 2 weeks ago, it flooded me. Because sometimes, while you're going through it, you're not really processing it. But God told me I could have buried 3 people in my household. I could have buried my youngest, Esaias. I could have buried the older of the twins, Elyel. And I could have buried my wife because she had high blood pressure at the time. And just to say also, when she had the high blood pressure, there was a point we just told Dr. Ralph. Dr. Ralph came, spoke a word, the thing just dropped. But, my wife hearing news, it kind of went up a little bit. But anyway, God is good. God is faithful. All this to say that we serve an amazing God here at TLC. Yeah. There's a God of favor. There's a God who is concerned about what we're going through. There's a God of double honor. And there's a God who's about to shift into higher gears of a God of rest by giving us greater exploits. So if He's done it in our lives, He can do it in yours too.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.